Well, 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 darling. Looks like you're in a bit of a bind. And I thought you'd be happier to see me. But still, what a treat. You always mask your beautiful face. And it's been some time since I've seen your real eyes. I've missed looking into them. They're such a unique color that I really wish you wouldn't hide them so much. Though, I suppose you won't be able to hide them again until you're out of here. The Fey-Born Corrective Services must have made sure of that. Now, let's see what predicament you've gotten yourself into. Iron bars, specially designed for Fey-Borns. That's quite nasty. One touch there and your skin will sizzle right off. No windows. Only one point of entry. Separated from all the other inmates, and I'm sure there must be hidden cameras all over this room. Looks like your holding cell was designed to be impossible for most Fey creatures to get in and out of. You really are so lucky you know me. All it took was turning into mist to bypass the door, and the cameras won't be picking up my visage. It really is so difficult to keep a vampire out of public buildings. But really, it looks like that inhibitor locked around your neck is the most cruel part of all. What's a half-Fey without their illusions? Without access to your magic? I'm sure the world has gone eerily quiet. Just another way for the FBCS to stifle you. And really, darling, what have you done to make them treat you this way? Didn't I tell you not to get caught? Of course I took your thieves' tools. I don't know why you're acting so surprised. You know better than anyone that I'm a thief. And really, you made it far too easy to slip them out of your pocket. You were so consumed by that little kiss at the gala that it would have been honestly embarrassing if I had not taken them. Besides, I really couldn't have you stumbling around after me. It would have alerted all the guards to my presence, and with that detective attending the event, I had to be especially careful. Darling, I'm wounded you would even accuse me of that. I suppose it's a good thing I'm a thief and not a liar, huh? Of course I was responsible for your capture. Trancing the guards and sending them after you was just a little extra precaution, so they'd be too distracted while I collected the items. Oh, and it was such a beautiful score, too. There were paintings created by the famous Fey-Born and manuscripts handwritten by the second-born Fey princess, Mabel. And, of course, more jewelry than I could feasibly carry. And the jewelry really was the best part. Not only was there a periapt specifically designed to heal wounds, but there was also an interesting little ring there with a magical signature that I have not yet seen before. Oh, my mouth salivates just thinking about the price they'll fetch from my buyers. Speaking of which, I'm afraid that sweet Fey with the shop will no longer be on your payroll. Unfortunately, it seems her prices have gone up, and I'm afraid she's a bit too rich for your blood now. So angry, darling. You always go on and on about that supposedly genius brain of yours. I thought you would like the challenge. Besides, you know you wouldn't love me as much as you do if I didn't provide a little bit of pushback. So, really, if you think about it, I got you captured so you could have a little bit of fun. Now you finally have a chance to put that big brain of yours to use. I'm sure you've already thought up at least a dozen plans to escape already. No? Well, I suppose that's just too bad. I really thought you were better than this. Oh, your words wound me, darling. And after I went through all the trouble to steal the key to your cell and the remote control for that nasty little inhibitor around your throat. But, I mean, if you don't want my help, I suppose the key does look very nice hanging around my neck. Maybe I'll just keep it. Oh, how quickly you've changed your tune. You sure you're still looking at the key, darling? My eyes are up here. You know, this actually reminds me of one of our first encounters. When was that? 2, maybe 3 years ago. Oh, 15 years ago. Immortality makes it a bit tricky to keep track of a little thing like years. I suppose, compared to me, you're still young enough to feel the weight of their passing. Anyways, do you remember that night I'm thinking of? Right. You'd followed me like a lost little puppy to the meetup with one of my buyers. No, it was when I had taken the star in the dark. That emerald that had that soul of the noble woman trapped within. Cursed items are always so sought after in our line of work. My buyer was especially on edge. Exactly. You, of course, were already so infatuated with me that you followed me all the way to the warehouse where the exchange was going to take place. You snuck inside and waited, all so you could keep an eye on me. Still claiming you were there because you wanted to steal the emerald? You and I both know that's a lie. You were utterly obsessed with me from the moment we met, and you couldn't get the thought of me out of your beautiful head. And when the buyer was backstabbed by his own lackey... Yes, I know I was also literally stabbed in the back. I admit, I was a bit complacent. It had been a long time since anyone had dared double-cross me, and that runt wasn't even on my radar. When you're an immortal predator, a little human barely even registers beyond their use as a potential snack. So there I was, bleeding out on the ground with that cursed dagger, just centimeters from my cold, unbeating heart. And suddenly, you were there. You took the dagger from my back and gave me a taste of that delicious fey blood of yours. Oh, it was like lightning filling up my veins. Like finally tasting sunlight. You became something more than a little nuisance that day, darling. more than a cocky little lovesick fool following me about. Not only was your blood a welcome treat, but you saved me from perhaps the most embarrassing demise, when there was nothing for you in return. Right, nothing material for you in return. I do believe that was the first time we had a rendezvous at what's now become our usual spot. A well-deserved treat for us both after the night we had had. Anyways, just like you helped me, I've decided to return the favor. Who says I want something in return? Oh, darling, you do know me so well. But really, I was still expecting you to meet up at our spot after the gala. Imagine how disappointed I was to find you'd actually met your match with those guards. But I think you've had your fun in here behind these bars, and it's time for us to move on. Now, on to the subject of payment. I won't be taking anything you'll miss. All I want is for you to finally be honest. Because really, for a half-Fey, you sure do abuse your ability to lie. Oh, nothing absurd. I just want to hear you say the words, "Emmeline, you've bested me yet again. You truly are the greatest among us." Funny. That didn't sound a bit like what I asked for. I'll give you one more chance, darling. There we go. Was that so hard? Huh? When did I say that I would be giving you the key? No. That wouldn't be any fun, would it? Why give you the key when you could work for it? You're intelligent. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I'll just leave the key on the doorknob for this room and the remote for the inhibitor, just out of reach of those iron bars. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out how to get to both before the guards come in to check on you. We've been talking for about 15 minutes. So really it should be any moment now. Oh, no need to thank me, darling. I know you would do the same for me. So what do you say? When you get out of here, shall we rendezvous in our usual spot?